There are other headwinds as well. We had spoken about them last week as well. The crude oil prices, they are now at a 6-month high, have crossed $90 a barrel, and I'm talking about Brent crude here. Bond yields in the US, they continue to strengthen, but I want to keep it with crude prices because largely, of course, it is a negative for us. But one pocket of the market does benefit, from the surge in crude prices, and that's the upstream oil companies, companies involved in oil extraction. ONGC, Oil India come to my mind. But sir, looking at the stock performances, I mean, both stocks have not done or, participated in that surge in crude prices. I mean, ONGC is down 1%. Oil India is about up 1% in the last 1 month. I mean, is there a play here if one expects, sustained rise in crude prices?
See, certainly rising crude prices is not good, is not positive for emerging market, especially like in markets like Indian markets. But also at the same time, what you're saying is right, that if the prices are going up, then this companies like Reliance Industries or ONGC should benefit out of it. But again, government has introduced windfall tax, and
Right.
that is something which is actually keeping or capping the profit for all these companies, and maybe that's the reason they are not participating in this overall up move. But broadly, we are of the view that these companies are definitely going to do well in the long run. So in the short term, yes, because of this particular tax on these companies, we may see a limited upside, but in the long run, we are bullish on ONGC as well as on Reliance Industries.
And sir, I remember last time when we spoke, when Brent was about $86, $87 a barrel, you had said we are right at that inflection point, and any surge from here could spell trouble for our markets. We have crossed $90 a barrel. I mean, what's your reading now? Because the markets, I mean, they are pretty much turning a shoulder to the surge in oil prices. Are we in that uncomfortable zone?
See, like if it is going up just because of geopolitical tensions, then it is again going to come back. But it
Right.
is going up because of specific rise in the inflation numbers from US, or maybe the economic expansion in the US and in other countries. Then it will create problem, because then the rise of the crude will remain stable, or the rise will remain uh, consistent for a longer time. So that should not happen. Broadly, based on the news flow, we are of the view that the rise in the crude prices is mainly because of rising geopolitical tensions. Otherwise, crude to remain between the range of $90 and $80. That's the overall house view of Kotak Securities and Kotak institutions. But if this data, which is coming in the US, if that remains very strong, and if other countries, developing countries especially, if they start participating, I'm to say, if the numbers from these countries also start showing some more strength, then it will have a problem.
All right, and so you made a great point over there because earlier the surge in prices we were seeing was because of the tensions that were brewing in the Middle East, but this time around the situation is different. It's not just the Middle East that's adding to the the surge in price, but also the demand that has picked up, especially in US and also in China, and that is expected to pick up more as we go forward. So that perhaps will keep crude prices tight.